Hi, welcome to another episode, YouTube video of Essence of. My name is Mabisi. I don't know if this mic is directed the right way. My name is Mabisi, and thank you for joining me today. Today's topic is there's a reason for your season, or rather, question to yourself, is there a reason for the season that I'm currently going through? Every human being walks through seasons, periods of times marked by certain experiences, emotions, lessons, growth, and even loss. The phase, there's a reason for my season, means exactly that. That every stage of your life feels senseless or difficult. God is at work behind the scenes, shaping you, maturing your spirit, healing unseen wounds, preparing your path, and aligning you with your purpose. Purpose. A question we all have and wonder what it actually is. What is purpose? What is my purpose? I mean, the common term is, what is your purpose? I have a purpose. But what is it actually? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Most probably, because it's actually a thing. It's going around. The youth nowadays are, I want to live my purpose. I want to find my purpose. I don't want to be working a job that I don't like. Sorry, guys. The reason why I laugh is because this thing is difficult, man. Finding your purpose thing. It's something that you work at every day. It's not like something you magically find or jump on. You really have to work on it. You really have to extract it. It's there, you find it, you extract it. And it doesn't just come. It can take years for you to really uncover it. Because most times you feel like you're just walking about and you don't even know what exactly it is that you're doing. But that's not the purpose of this whole video. This video really talks about how with each season, there's a reason for it. But most importantly, there's a lesson behind it. When things feel senseless or difficult, God is at work behind the scenes, shaping you, maturing your spirit, healing those unseen wounds. I'm going to say this again, preparing your path and aligning you with your purpose. And we then find ourselves wondering, why are we here? Why is this happening to us? There is a reason. And the thing about God is you'll never really know why in that moment. And how frustrating and painful is that thing? Frustrating is an understatement. Losing my child, I don't know why. I may be smiling, guys. I may be smiling, but I'm not smiling. I've gotten to the point where I've been so frustrated. Not to say that the frustration stops. It does not stop. I still get very frustrated with God. But I get frustrated. But then what else? What comes from the frustration? Then what? I mean, yes, I'm allowing myself to feel those emotions, but I get frustrated, and then what? You know? It's not like the frustration is going to bring those answers. Not to say that you shouldn't feel the frustration. Please feel it by all means. Actually feel it. Because if you don't allow yourself to feel it, you're really setting yourself up to keep harboring onto emotions. And the more you harbor onto things, the harder it is for you to actually heal and receive whatever it is that you're meant to receive. And it's pretty difficult. It's really, really difficult just going through the different seasons, especially when it's not so pleasant seasons. But I've got some Bible verses here that hopefully can help you in being able to navigate whatever season it is that you're going through, because I do know that with each season, even if it's joy, even if it's a time of happiness, there is a reason for that. And there's a purpose for that. Just as even in those moments of pain, there's a purpose for that pain. There's something that is happening that is beyond our understanding. The first scripture is going to be Ecclesiastes 3:1. There's a time for everything. Oh my gosh. And a season for every activity under the heavens. Quick story. I remember writing, I remember writing my partner a letter, basically telling him how unhappy I was with a lot of the things that were happening in our relationship. Mind you, this letter led to our breakup. Anyway, you guys, please let me know if this is something that you'd actually like to hear more about. I know I'm sharing tidbits of it, but please let me know. It's yeah. I remember writing the scripture in the letter, and I was basically saying that there's a time for everything, just as the Bible is saying. There is a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. And whether we understand what that time is, that specific time, and what that specific season is, whether we understand it or not, it's there. And there's nothing that we can do to take that away unless you decide to take your life. Which please don't. Don't. It's not worth it. The scripture reminds us that change is part of divine rhythm. Just as the earth cycles through spring, summer, fall, and winter, so does your soul. No season lasts forever, and no season is wasted. That's rich. That's really rich. The second scripture is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things good work, as I say that again, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Even the painful or confusing seasons are being woven into something good. You may not see it in the moment, but God uses it all. You're waiting, you're weeping, you're wondering. He uses it all. That's crazy, isn't it? That he uses even your pain. You know, if we could understand the way God does things, we would not have to wonder most of the time. We would not be wasting our muscles, our brain muscles, having to ask ourselves all these questions and be like, Mara, why God? Why? Why is this all happening? For what reason? For what reason? Guys. Yeah. I think I've gone to Frustration Island and I've come back. I keep bubbling between the two. Frustration Island, then I'm calm, come back to the calm island, then I go back to Frustration Island. It's like we're wasting our own strength by being frustrated. But also at the same time, we're human, right? And if you're not feeling that frustration, then what? You know what kills me? Those people who actually do not feel the frustration. Who say, no, I'm okay. The calm, I'm fine, everything will work. Lies. Those people are not being honest with who? Themselves. How are you being so calm? How are you acting like nothing is wrong when you are boiling inside? Please. Anyway, to our third Bible verse, James 1:2-4. James chapter 1, verse 2-4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Some seasons are designed to refine you, not destroy you. And then what happens as human beings? We always find ourselves, or rather, the result of most seasons destroy us. What you go through is often preparing you for what you've prayed for. Yay. Guys, you see, let me tell you something now. You know how we're being told, you should tell God, pray for what you want, da. Great. Yes, pray for what you want. And I say to that to you as well, pray for what you want. But please, as you pray for what you want, as you pray for what you want, please know that that very thing that you are praying for, if you are praying for strength, you will be placed in situations where you are required, you hear me, required to show that very strength that you don't have, but you're praying for it. You see the way God works sometimes, guys. Not sometimes, all the times. You pray for something, God will place you in a difficult situation to learn that thing. You pray for marriage, you'll go through horrendous dating stories, or you'll go through a horrendous dating season in your life. You pray for financial abundance. Hey, you will go through financial destroying, I don't even know what to say. You'll go through the financial desert first before you get to financial abundance. So I urge you, as you pray for whatever it is that you ask God for, know that you will go through the desert of that very thing first before you get to the abundant side of it. So please, and we're not taught this enough, that when you pray for something, the preparation purpose, and mind you, the preparation purpose can take years. You get to the point where you have to laugh about these things, because what is this? You pray for something, maybe in 2005. The answers are only coming now it's 2025. They only come now, guys. Now you should be prepared for such things, by the way. So before you go before God, I'm not discouraging you whatsoever to pray and ask for the things and go before God and ask for things. No, I'm not saying that. If anything, start now, because you are getting ready. If at all, the timeline, God's timeline for you to achieve whatever it is, that desire that you are going before God to pray for, and whatever it is that you're asking for. If God's timeline for that thing is 2 years, at least you're getting ahead. You start now, and you have 2 years to start. And it doesn't always have to take time. Please don't think it's all situations or all cases where you're going to have to wait 5 years. You're going to have to wait 2 years. I mean, you're going to have to wait. If you're not willing to wait, hey man, don't come before God. That's you're being unfair. You're being unfair on God, because when do you allow the work to happen? When do you allow you can't expect God to do things overnight. He can. He's a God that does impossible. But especially when he's building certain things in you, certain traits, characteristics within you, he needs to have the time to be able to build those things. Because when things come and go very quickly, you don't know the value of those things. But when it takes time for that thing to come, you'll appreciate the value of it, So you really need to be in a position whereby you are prepared time-wise. You're prepared for the lessons that you're going to go through to achieve that very thing that you want. And you need to really be strong to just, you really need to be strong. But this is not to discourage you. This is really not to discourage you. Here are some types of seasons you might be facing, spiritually and emotionally, So there's a season of waiting. This is where God is teaching you patience, trust, and surrender. Hey. Guys, surrender. What does it mean to surrender? What is your definition of surrender, actually? If you could kindly share what your definition of surrender is, I would appreciate that. I really want to know, because I'm still learning what surrender means. I'm 30 and I'm still learning what surrender means, because all my life I've learned that I want to take things into my own hands and in my own power, do certain things, make magic happen. But it don't happen like that. And God is teaching me surrender. You see, the loss of my child is teaching me surrender to the core, guys. I won't even lie. It's teaching me surrender to the core. Because this pain, nothing, no earthly or worldly thing can take it away. Think of Abraham and Sarah. They're waiting on the promise of Isaac. How many years did they wait for that promise? You see what I'm talking about? Guys, this is in no way to discourage you from asking or discourage you from seeing the greatness of what God is doing. No. All I'm doing is prepping you or preparing you or bringing awareness to things that you really need to be aware of, so that you're not in a position where you literally mid your journey you give up. I gave up a lot of times on a lot of things because I was not prepared for the time. I was not prepared for the lessons. I was like, this is too much. I'm bailing out. And that's not, and if anything, it's set me back 10 steps. So I don't want you to set yourself back 10 steps. That is why I'm even sharing these things, so that you are in a position to know, okay, this is what is happening. And this is what I'm to expect. And go through it knowing, And then there's a season of pruning. God removing things, people, and habits that no longer serve your purpose. This is a painful one. Especially if it's people that have been in your life for a very long time. And then you have to let them go. You have to release them from your life. That sucks. And it hurts. Especially when there was no hate between you and those people or person. Where there was no hate. Where there was no reason for them to go. But even if you fight it, even if you fight it, guys, you're making it worse by fighting it. Find all the excuses, or find every excuse. When it's time for somebody to go, God will remove them, no matter what you do. And there's nothing that you can do. Things. You could literally be in a season where things are going great for you. You've attained this material success. You've gathered all these possessions, these physical possessions. Jiggy out of nowhere. You're being stripped off of everything. Everything is being taken from you. And you don't know why or how. Supernatural. Also, this is not to scare you. No, I'm not doing that. But we all go through those seasons where you had one thing, or you had certain things in one season, and then the next, all those things are gone. Habits. You used to drink a lot, used to party a lot. Now the stripping of those material things, you don't have the money to party a lot anymore. You don't have the money to go out drinking. You don't have the money to go traveling. You don't have the money to do nothing. You're just sitting. I'm in that season. There's no money to go out or do anything of that sort. I'm required to sit because there's nowhere else I can go except home, because there's no finances to be able to do this, that, and the other. I've had many moments where I said to myself, oh, I wish I could go out. Oh, I wish I could go eat at a restaurant. Oh, I wish. And then I moved from filling that with my head, the wishing I could do this, wishing I could do that, with coming to enjoy it. Coming to enjoy being at home because there's nothing else I can do. And understanding and realizing that there's actually beauty and there's actually something I'm learning. I need to learn from being in this very situation. So there's a reason. Whether you think you're at home and things are not going well, things are just, everything feels so stuck and you don't have money for this, that, and the other. There's a reason for that. John 15:2, he prunes every branch that does bear fruit so that it will be even more fruitful. Imagine it. And then we have the season of wilderness, a place of isolation, testing, and deep inner work. Guys, I don't want to get into this. Like Jesus in the wilderness, Matthew 4, for those of you who haven't read it, or Israel's 40-year journey. Please read that. I'm not going to talk about it. Read that. Where you feel so alone, where you feel everything, you're being tested with, like everything is summoned to test you in your life. And you're required to do the deep work. When you don't have anywhere to go, when you don't have anything to do, because you don't have anywhere to go because you don't have the money, right? And you're sitting in that space. That is the deep work. You're doing deep work. Now you're like, okay, what do I do with myself? What do you do? There's nothing you can do but now to look inward and be on some, okay, I've been running, but now it's time for me to really face whatever it is that's inside. And you find yourself doing the deep work. You do it. Isolated, whether you feel, whatever the case, you are going to find yourself in that. And then there's a season of harvest. Yay! When you reap the blessings of obedience and growth, when you reap the blessings of being obedient, when you reap the blessings of doing the deep inner work, where you reap the blessings of isolation, where you reap all those blessings, guys, that is beautiful. Because when you really allow yourself to go through those seasons, you're allowing yourself to really reap what God has already ordained and placed into your life. Another Bible verse, Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Don't give up. For at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. I'm not going to say much. And moving on to the last and final season, the season of grief or loss. A sacred time of surrender. See what I was talking about? See how I was telling you, I am literally learning surrender because of the loss of my child. I'm 30. I don't know what, I've never really understand the concept of surrendering. But now I'm having to understand it because of loss. And what is it saying? A sacred time of surrender and healing. Where nothing, no worldly thing, no earthly thing can help you. Trust me, no earthly thing or worldly thing can help you. Not even a human being can help you. Not even a therapist can help you. Grief and loss is mad, guys. It's insane. And this is where you really learn what it means. Oh, you don't learn by choice. You learn because you don't have any other option. You have no option but to surrender, because you'll try every worldly thing. It will not work. It will not work. It will not work. And you have no option but to surrender and give everything to God. You will pray about everything. Because there will be moments where the pain is so intense that you don't even know what to do. Psalms 34:18. The Lord is so close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. When you don't know what to do, not just because of grief, guys, it could be anything. It could be anything at all. It could be anything. When you are going through whatever it is that you're going through, whatever heartbreak it could be, He's close to you. And always know that He is close to you. Always know that He is close to you. God is never far. He's very close. How do you navigate each season of your life? How do you navigate? Spiritually and practically, how do you navigate? Well, I've got a few little tidbits here that could help you to navigate, and if at all this could be of any use, please use it. You never know. You never know. Discern the season that you're in. Number one, it's very important to understand what season you're in, and that's also the other reason why seasons will keep repeating themselves, is because we don't know what season we're in, or we're too busy or distracted to understand and recognize the season that we're in. And guys, it's a thing. Like, it's a thing for you to not recognize the season you're in. It's a thing. Ask God in prayer. It's the only way. Ask God, what are you teaching me in this? What am I supposed to learn from this season? Journaling also helps. Stillness also helps. And it helps you stay in tune in your soul's rhythm. Stay close to God. Number 2. Even if you're silent, confused, or angry. I remember if I'm not mistaken, a week after my baby passed. Not even a week. Was it a week? It was not more than a week. My cousin then said to me, hey, here's something that, this is a little suggestion, something to try. Okay. She sent me an email. I don't have a phone, by the way, so that's how I communicate. So she sends me an email. She's like, here's something to try. I read the email, and it's a 25-day fast. I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. You want me to do a 25-day fast after I've lost my baby? Make it make sense. I must starve myself for 25 days. It's not literally starving myself. There's a time. But you don't eat majority of the day. You're not eating, you're praying. You are literally winning yourself off of TV. You're not watching TV. You're really focused on praying and fasting and reading the Bible, guys. Fasting is not easy. Especially fasting for such a length of time. 25 days. Jesus fasted for 40. Jesus fasted, not Israel. Jesus fasted for 40 days. 40. And I'm complaining about 25. But that's Jesus. 25 days of fasting is not easy, guys. She then suggests that we do a 25-day fast. I was like, what in the world? Why? But God works through people. And that's how staying close to God. That's how I remained. That, guys, let me tell you, that the passing of my child was enough to distance me from God. Prior, I was going through some stuff. Things were just not aligning. And then my baby passes away. That was enough to finish me, to literally drive me so far away from God that I was like, I'm done. And then my cousin suggested 25. Shout out to you. No, actually. Thank you for suggesting that 25-day fast, because I would not be here. Or I don't think I'd be able to speak about it the way that I'm speaking. My baby's been gone for 2 months. My baby passed away 2 months ago. I don't think I'd be able to speak the way that I'm speaking right now if it wasn't for the fast, because that drew me so close to God. That made me stay close to God. It gave me a different perspective. Hear me when I say this. It gave me a different perspective of my relationship with God. So prayer and fasting helps. Because what actually happens in prayer and fasting is that you stay silent and you're in conversation with God, because you're constantly praying. And it's painful. The first few days are hard. The first day is, oh my goodness. Yeah. Imagine going from being pregnant and eating your eating cycle is mad. Like you're eating everything every time, like it's crazy. And then you don't, not even a few days go by, then you start a fast and you're literally changing. Your stomach is shifting. I listen to my stomach complain. I listened to my stomach complain so many times, like to points where it would cry so loudly because I didn't even give it time or ease myself into not eating as much. I was just like, okay, we're doing this fast, and went from eating so much to eating very little. And yeah, that helped me to stay close to God. And that was the foundation. That was an amazing foundation. If I'm being completely honest, that has been the foundation to keeping me very close to God during this very difficult time. Whenever I think I'm going to shift or move away, that fasting period, and with everything that I learned, it just reminds me that no. You can afford to do that. Read Psalms. Read the book of Psalms. David shows us how to be honest with God. Most times we're praying and we're not being honest with God. And you know what's funny? He knows everything. And you think you're being smart. I laugh because everything that I'm talking about is things that I've been through. I've been through them. And you probably have too, you know? And it's crazy. It really is. Third step is meditate on the word daily. Anchor yourself in scriptures like Isaiah 43:2. Even when you pass through the waters, even when you pass through the valley of death, even when you pass through the fire, I will be with you. And it's very easy for you to feel not even, easy is not even the word. You will feel like God is not with you when you're going through the fire, the troubled waters. You will feel like he's not there at all. There are days where I feel like he's not there. There are days where I feel like he ain't even there. Like, bro, are you here? But yeah, Psalms 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God is just reminding you that he's with you. But you need to be able to meditate. You know what reading the word does, guys, actually? Do you know what it does? It renews your mind. Excuse me. It renews your mind. I speak about this in my podcast. Please check it out. Substack. Sorry, guys. Create a Life You Love. Substack. I will share the link in the description box. I speak on that in my podcast. Please show me some love and go check it out. Step number 4, let go of control. Trying to fix your season can delay its... Trying to fix your season will, not can, will delay its purpose. You will stay there and stay there and stay there and sometimes never come out. If you think you have the power to fix things, and most times as human beings, we think we have the power. You think you have the power. Surrender opens the door to peace. Trust God's timing. Surrendering opens the door to peace. I crack myself up. I really crack myself up. But anyway, guys, surrendering helps. Surrendering helps. I can't speak much on surrender. Like, surrender is a thing. It's powerful. Step number 5, allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Yeah. Especially in hard seasons. Don't numb it. Name it, feel it, and surrender it. Yes, I'm also talking to you, men. Yeah. You guys as well. You can feel. Grief, confusion, and sadness are not spiritual weakness. You're not weak when you feel. Remember, I was telling you, I felt like if I was weak, I wasn't strong. It doesn't mean if you feel these things, if you're going through grief, if you're going through confusion, if you're going through sadness, you're weak. No. Or you're spiritually weak. You are human. Another thing, document the journey. I'm doing exactly that. I've decided that I'm going to continue really. I had started my podcast, so I decided I'm going to continue. And I've also extended it to doing YouTube videos. And you know the other thing? I told myself I'll wait until I have good quality, camera quality. I'm using my laptop camera and I know it's not so great in regards to the video quality. But if I wait to get the perfect thing, I would never start. It'll catch up. The good camera will catch up. The good camera will catch up. Colin, if you don't mind, you could lend me one of your cameras one day. I know they cost a lot, but thanks. Document your journey. It's so powerful. It's hella powerful. It's the most powerful. It's a really powerful thing. Journaling helps you process, guys. This has helping me to process. Speaking to you guys, being able to be in front of the camera and tell you exactly what I'm going through is helping me. Otherwise, I would be miserable. I'd be depressed. And I feel great because I look forward to being in front of the camera and talking to you guys. For some reason, I like the mic. I like the mic. Sorry, guys. You get used to my quirkiness. I really like the mic. I really like speaking into it. I really do. Yeah. And it also helps you recognize patterns. And the more you speak on something, the more you learn about it. The more you teach on something, the more you realize. And you are also learning because you can never learn enough. And one day you'll look back and see your growth. One day I'm going to look back at all these videos and these podcasts and be like, oh my goodness, I made it through the grief. I made it through the loss. And I'd be able to share it with my kids. But not only that, you and I get to go through this journey together. And if at all, unfortunately, you're also going through grief, we're going through it together. You're not alone. And you know what I actually thought? I actually thought it's a bad thing for you to laugh or experience joy when you're grieving. It ain't a bad thing. It's not bad. Okay. Surrender yourself with safe, spirit-led community. Not everyone will understand your season, but you don't have to do it alone. Not everyone will understand your season, but you do not have to do it alone. Okay? Seek those who can pray, listen, and encourage without rushing your process. Actually, I'm willing to be your community. I believe that this is really crazy to say, and most people won't believe. But with those 5 seasons that I mentioned earlier, I think I've gone through most of them. And I always operate or try to operate from a place of, this is going to sound weird, not worldly. I mean, I'm human. I try, I do things. Things will happen sometimes. And hey, I'll find myself in a situation. But because didn't have the opportunity I felt very misunderstood when I was young, even now, because they're just seeing somebody who's expressing themselves, and they're like, who are you? We're used to that person, timid. We're used to that timid person. And now I'm just like, no. That can't happen. And I'm very vocal. And it's just like, why are you being vocal? Who are you? So I believe I have I understand what it means, and I'm understanding of a lot of things that happen in our lives, not just from a worldly point. To be quite honest, not even from a worldly point. Through experience, which I'll get to share more and elaborate more on. That hopefully you'll be able to see that for yourself as well. So I would love to be a spirit-led community where we can pray together, where you can listen, I can listen, and we can talk. The 8th and final step, ask God, who am I becoming in this? Who are you becoming in the season that you're in? Ask God who you're becoming. You may be becoming the very thing that you asked God for, the very person that you asked God to be. You are becoming that. Like I said, when you pray for something, let me give you an example about myself. I prayed for financial abundance, to be able to take care of my family, to be able to take care of the family that my partner and I are building together. And what is happening is I am financially desert. You see what I mean when I say crash? I crack myself up. I'm going through the financial desert, guys. Send. Dry. But and it just feels like my partner and I are really just going through it, hey? And sometimes all you can do is laugh. My partner and I are really going through it financially, guys. This is not easy. It's not easy. That's why when I say to you, when you pray for something, you're going to get the total opposite. Or if anything, you're going to get the total opposite for you to be able to learn that very thing you're praying for. So if you're praying for financial abundance, get ready for your financials to just go left. Or just go. Yeah. Shift your focus from why is this happening to who is this shaping me to be. So I'm shifting my focus to asking myself, why is this happening? To who is this all of this shaping me to be? I've asked God for a lot of things. One of those things is being able to make 100,000 every month, 100,000 US dollars every month, and to be able to work with a plethora of people, or to be able to work with different people from all over the world, to be able to create an impact in the world. And not to say that I know why, if this links, but God will reveal. I'm going through grief. I'm going through loss. The things that you're going through in your life, there's a reason. God is going to use them. You'll see. Okay? There's no season of your life that is random. No experience is wasted in God's hands. No experience is wasted in God's hands. He uses the blooming and the breaking, the celebrating and the silence. That's cool, right? Even when you're grieving the loss of a child, of a parent, of a friend, of a husband, of a wife, someone very close and dear to you. You're facing spiritual warfare. You're uncertain in your relationship. You feel stuck in your purpose. You don't even know what it is. You're unemployed or feel overlooked. All these things. Even then, there's something being sown, refined, revealed, or healed in you. You don't have to understand it to trust it. You cannot understand it to trust it, actually. You cannot afford to understand it to trust it. And that's why it's faith. You cannot see it, but you have to have faith. You cannot see it, but you will do it. So that's what it's about, guys. Thank you for joining me, for allowing me to be. And I hope this is allowing you to be as well, despite whatever season that you're in, to really embrace, to be still, and to know that there is a reason as to why you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. And trust in it. Trust in it. You may not understand. Like I said, you don't have to understand it to trust it. You don't have to know it to trust it. You just have to trust it, especially when it's coming from God. So hang tight. Hang tight. And know that it's all going to make sense one day. From me to you with love. Thank you for joining me. Until next time. Bye.